Prime Metal Products is working on a project to expand with a corporate and sales support office in Scottsbluff and is seeking a $750,000 forgivable LB 840 loan towards the purchase of a building on Broadway. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, Prime Metal Products plans for a nearly $1.5 million project that would create an additional 22 positions. Prime Metal President Herb Gibson tells KNEB News that this would help build on to the success that the company has already seen since the startup manufacturing operations in Gering last year.
We were outsourcing expense for takeoffs estimating, and we're going to bring that in-house, and then we're going to get some salespeople in there so that we can work out of those offices and sell across a larger footprint.
Gibson says the new office location would strengthen the company by taking some operations that are currently outsourced and bringing them inside the business, helping expand to a larger territory and diversifying their customer base. Positions that would be housed in the renovated building include CAD design, accounting, inside sales, customer service, office staff, with wages equal to or higher than the prevailing wages in similar jobs in the region. The loan application is expected to go before the Scottsbluff City Council during their June 7th meeting following a positive recommendation from the city's LB 840 committee. Well, the traditional kickoff to the holiday weekend of the summer is here, and one of the most popular destinations has been gearing up for the masses. Lake Minatare State Recreation Area is already seeing some early bird campers for Memorial Day. Park Superintendent Dan Thornton says nearly all of the reserved campsites are accounted for, and he expects a lot of guests over the next few days. Patrons will be making the most of the lake, enjoying barbecuing, fishing, boating, and most of all, relaxation. He reminds guests that a valid park permit is needed for entry and hopes that Mother Nature cooperates for all campers this weekend. Well, coming up after the break, Bill Boyer's in with your Memorial Day weekend weather forecast. I'll have that right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
Logos in Gering is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gering.
If you're like me, you're willing to travel for a good steak and a great dining experience. Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in downtown Bayard has just that. Some of the Panhandle's tastiest flat iron steaks, ribeyes, and even prime rib. Pair that with a Western dining experience in our quiet dining room or fun-filled main dining area, you and your family are sure to have a great night out on the town. So if you're looking for a great new restaurant to try, you just gotta head on over to Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in Bayard, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Well, we're going to have a couple of isolated thunderstorms around the area here this evening. That's about it. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies as we go through the evening hours. More clouds than sun around, and that is going to be the theme of the weekend. It's going to be cloudy most of the weekend. There will be off and on showers, not a complete rain out certainly, and it is going to turn much warmer as we go into next week. 72 yesterday for a high after a morning low of 43. Nothing in the rain gauge. If we don't pick up some more, we're going to end the month of May well below normal. It is a Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to be dealing with some off and on showers at times, and certainly overcast skies as well. Temperatures in the mid and upper 60s Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Part of tomorrow not going to be too bad. Part of Monday not going to be too bad. The first half of tomorrow and the last half of Monday, otherwise quite a few clouds around for the holiday weekend. That cooler air remains to the east where the low clouds and fog hung in longer today. Otherwise, we have 62 in Mullen, 77 in Wheatland, somewhere in the middle, depending on where you're at. Winds out of the southeast at 15 to 20 at times, so it is a little breezy. Severe weather threat today confined well to our south. We have nothing really go local area today. Tomorrow, it's well off to our south where the warmer air is, and that continues to be the case on Sunday, even to our south. So severe weather threat going to be pretty low here across the region. A isolated shower or storm around early, that's it. Otherwise, clearing skies, or at least partly cloudy, we'll call it after midnight. Lows overnight going to fall back down into the 40s again. Some areas near 50, most of us in the mid and upper 40s across the area. Now tomorrow, we'll start the day with really mostly cloudy skies, and it's going to be overcast throughout most of the day tomorrow. Notice by 2 o'clock or so in the afternoon, we start to see a few light showers and thunderstorms start to form. As we go through the evening hour, those become more widespread here across the area. Still a scattered variety of coverage, except for areas here in the central Sandhills where we expect that activity to be maybe a bit more concentrated, and then off to our northwest. Otherwise, highs tomorrow going to be cooler, back into the low to mid 60s. And we've got some decent amounts of precip coming. Again, maybe not in one particular area, but as you see some pockets there of some moderate to heavy rain. And that's going to be the case as we go through the weekend. Unfortunately, we're keeping all of the heavy rain well to the south of us with this system. That's the European model. Even further to the south for the American model, with all the activity trending further south through the rest of the weekend. An isolated storm or two early, that's it. Otherwise, partly cloudy, 49 tomorrow. Overcast with some afternoon storms in the region. Will be in the low to mid 60s for highs. Same situation on Sunday and Monday. For Memorial Day, we'll be in the 70s, though. Tuesday, back to near 80 on Wednesday, and hot conditions by Friday of next week. Look at those temps soar to near and above 90 degrees.
We have all learned lately that our homes are our sanctuaries. And at Renewal by Andersen, many people invest in our windows to keep out the bitter cold. But they're often thrilled when it's blazing hot outside, and their Renewal by Andersen windows are keeping their homes so cool, with much lower utility bills. Renewal by Andersen windows make life at home so much more comfortable, whether it's 10 degrees below zero or 100. We can't control outside, but we sure can inside. Invest in your home now with Renewal by Andersen. You'll be glad you did.
What a year 2020 was. Now's the time to get out and travel this summer to see family and friends you were not able to see this last year. Spend more time enjoying your trip by flying United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with daily flights to and from Denver. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. And don't forget, Thrifty Car Rental is here for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and hitch a ride with your BFF, Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated, and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
High Plains Auto Club presents the Father's Day Rock and Roll Classic Friday, June 18th. Registration begins at 2 p.m. at the Gearing Civic Center with a welcome barbecue, cruise for cash, ice cream social. Saturday, June 19th, a parade, show and shine, and awards banquet. To enter, go to highplainsautoclub.com or call 308-765-2418. This event is sponsored by Holyoke, Snyder, Longoria, Reichert, and Rice, attorneys at law. City of Gearing, Keno Funds.
Welcome back. Nebraska lawmakers have ended the first session of the 107th legislature with both messages of congratulations and thanks, as well as advisories that there is still more work to be done in the future. Governor Pete Ricketts offered his thanks to the body, saying they made some historic strides on issues including investments in people by expanding broadband access and increasing license reciprocity for teachers and health care providers coming from outside the state. He also noted that the state will provide tax relief of over $1.8 billion over the next 2 years through property tax relief, changes to taxation of military retiree pay, Social Security benefits, corporations, agriculture, and ethanol.
This is the biggest, the greatest amount of tax relief any legislature has done in a quarter century and potentially in the history of the state of Nebraska. If you look at our budget, 18.5% of our budget will be going to tax relief over the course of this next biennium on an average annual basis.
The governor said more work still needs to be done to tide the future of local property tax increases. Speaker Mike Hilgers told the colleagues that they will be looking to the future with a sense of urgency on a number of fronts.
We know we're living in a time right now where the tectonic plates of society are shifting and moving in ways that they haven't in years, in decades, or in some cases not ever. They've created challenges, but I think also opportunities for the people in our districts and our communities in the state of Nebraska. I think there's opportunities to seize those. We should feel urgency going into next year because of the issues. We should also feel urgency, in my opinion, for next year because this body is going to change in 2 years.
He also noted there will be a considerable loss of experience after next year's session, and for now, senators can take some well-deserved time off, but still face a special session on redistricting anticipated in mid-December. Well, now that the spring semester is complete at WNCC, some volunteers are in the midst of a project for campus betterment. KNEB intern Mackenzie Anderson has that story.
WNCC is adding a very interesting piece to their campus. With the help of a couple clubs, some excited members decided a garden would be an excellent addition. Human Resource Generalist Jenny Keener says they will have a variety of produce and will make the most out of their garden.
So we are going to be planting tomatoes and cucumbers, zucchini, green peppers, jalapenos, and it's open to all students, staff, and faculty. And then at the end of the year, when we reap our harvest, we are actually going to put on classes teaching our community here at the college on how to use this fresh produce.
Keener also said this has been a great work in progress and will take time.
Bryn Elliott, who is in our student life area, she's actually the assistant dean of students, had this idea for about 2 years now, and we had one off-site, but it just wasn't convenient for people. And so she approached the wellness committee, Cougar Strides, and we took it to our senior leadership team, and they said, absolutely, let's do it. So together we came up with a plan on building this week these raised beds, and then next week we're actually going to be planting our plants.
The team will be planting on Wednesday, June 2nd. Students, staff, and faculty are able to sign up at any time to help with the garden through the summer and fall. In Scottsbluff on KNEB.TV, I'm Mackenzie Anderson.
And with drivers already hitting the road for one of the busiest holiday weekends of the year, Trooper Tim Flick with the Nebraska State Patrol is reminding motorists to be extra cautious while driving this Memorial Day weekend.
You know, it's Memorial Day weekend, and after last year, everything kind of slowed down, and we're all itching to get back out there this year. So let's just keep in mind that we need to be safe, and there's going to be a lot of people out on the road. Make sure you're not drinking and driving. Make sure you put your phones down. Don't have any extra distractions while we're driving. And let's make sure we buckle up and make sure everybody in the cars are buckled up with us so that way we're all safe.
Extra troopers will be on the road as they are also participating in the National Click It or Ticket campaign. Well, still to come, your Fridays in the Field, Holiday Weekend Community Calendar, and Friday 5. KNEB.TV News will be back right after this. Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes over 300 different high-performance lubricants, including fuel conditioners, hydraulic and transmission fluid, and more. We've been helping customers improve their operations for more than 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and can even deliver right to your door to offer excellent service and value. Our products are made to exceedingly extend drain and grease intervals to reduce maintenance and labor costs to improve the budget. Whether you're in a factory, farm fleet, or like to go fast, Hydrotex is here to help. Visit your local Hydrotex dealer in person or online today.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say, often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the FNBO Ag Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Chad Moyer with you here on the Rural Radio Network. It is time for our Fridays in the Field segment, and in Northeast Nebraska this year, we are headed to Pierce, Nebraska. We're following Aaron Zimmerman through the growing season here this year in Northeast Nebraska. Aaron, thanks for joining us here today. First of all, we have to introduce you, so tell us a little bit about you and your farming operation.
My brother Ryan and I are fourth generation farmers here in southwest Pierce County. We run approximately 2,300 acres of organic crop ground, which is recent to us.
So tell me, you were conventional farmers before, not that long ago, before you decided to go to organic. What was the thought process behind going with the organic side?
A lot of it was, there's certainly the economic aspect to it. The other thing was we just got tired of swimming in chemicals, and it kind of started bothering us. I guess if you want to look at food supply and whatnot, but that's just the direction we decided to go, and we haven't looked back.
Okay. So what was it like going from conventional to the transitional organic into, you've been organic for 2 years now? What was that process like?
Yeah, we've been certified organic for 2 years now, and so we had a 3-year transition. And it was terrifying. It's a school of hard knocks, and you're gonna mess up, and you're gonna do it again, and you're gonna figure out how to really do it. But all in all, we had some great help to make sure things went as smoothly as possibly could.
Mm-hmm. So what crops did you decide to grow organically, and did you have a little of trial and error to find out what would grow well in these sands here in Pierce County?
We've had a little bit of trial and error. I think a lot of it is just getting it planted at the right time. Because we were good at doing corn and soybeans because that's what we knew. But when you start playing with barley and other crops, they're just different a little bit.
Yeah. So what is the lineup of crops for you this year?
So this year we've got corn, soybeans, field peas, and alfalfa.
Okay, so tell us, what have you been able to accomplish so far? How has spring planting gone for you guys here?
It's gone pretty good. We start later. It kind of seems like when the conventional guys are about finished up, that's when we get started, because you need the ground temps to be as warm as you can so that corn leaps out of the ground and has a good chance of competing with weeds. Mm-hmm. And so far so good. We're probably 2/3 done with corn right now. And so it's going well.
Okay, so tell me about how do you utilize cover crops and you come back and plant into that? Tell me how that process works.
Well, that's an ongoing experiment. Traditionally, tillage and organics kind of go hand in hand. That's always been the way it's done. And I think properly placed tillage is probably a more adequate way of describing what you're trying to accomplish. We're using cover crops like behind here. You see we've got a hairy vetch rye mix that's getting ready to get chopped out, and then we're gonna disc it up and plant corn. We love the idea. There's a new concept of organic no-till that uses cover crops, and you roller crimp them down to basically make a thick thatch to shade out weeds. And there's a lot of variables in that are largely out of your control, but I think eventually we'd like to kind of get to that point where we can, whether it's intercropping or like that organic roller crimp concept of cover crops too. So.
All right, very good. So looking beyond planting now, how will you accomplish weed control in your organic system?
You know, weed control is largely about shade. Weeds don't like shade, so the quicker you can get that crop canopied, the better. And so that starts with fertility. And because, I mean, if that corn's kind of lazy coming out of the ground, those weeds don't care. They're coming whether there's fertility there or not. So, you know, in the meantime, you know, once we, we till it, then we plant, and then it kind of starts your rotary hoe passes to keep those little weeds that you can't hardly see. You keep those, you blow them up, and that dries out their little roots, and then you it buys you time while your cash crop gets closer and closer to canopy. And then once the canopy is, it's like anything else, you're safe and you don't got to worry about it.
Very good. Aaron, I think we've set the stage very well. Maybe just tell us what's kind of in the immediate future now for the operation. What are you working on here and over the next couple weeks?
So right now it's going to be chopping these big cover crops out and getting corn planting finished, and then it'll be just living in rotary hoes for a while. And then once the corn gets big enough, we'll switch to the cultivators. And then once, you know, obviously we'll see what the weather gives, but irrigation season's coming here pretty quick, so we'll spend the summer chasing pivots.
Yep. All right, very good. Aaron, thanks again so much for allowing us to follow you here this summer. Appreciate it very much.
You bet, Chad.
Again, we've been visiting with Aaron Zimmerman. He is from Pierce, Nebraska. He is our Fridays in the Field subject here this year from Northeast Nebraska, and we'll be following him in his organic operation throughout the summer here. This segment on the Rural Radio Network brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say. Often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
New looks and new decor can be found at Compliments for You and Your Home. Check out the newest styles from Tribal, Charlie B, Ethel, and more. Compliments also has the shoes, purses, and jewelry for any occasion. Plus, right now, get 20% off all clearance apparel. While here, take a look at our solar lights and felt birdhouses. Finally, visit our newest addition, Katie Chandler and her salon. All this at Compliments for You and Your Home, 1708 Broadway, downtown Scottsbluff.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your weekend community calendar.
High Plains Auto Club presents the Father's Day Rock and Roll Classic Friday, June 18th. Registration begins at 2 p.m. at the Gearing Civic Center with a welcome barbecue, cruise for cash, ice cream social. Saturday, June 19th, a parade, show and shine, and awards banquet. To enter, go to highplainsautoclub.com or call 308-765-2418. This event is sponsored by Holyoke, Snyder, Longoria, Reichert, and Rice, attorneys at law. City of Gearing, Keno Funds.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
Why bank at a local community bank? When you choose a local community bank, you keep money in our local economy. That money helps support local jobs, schools, and businesses. Money that helps fund a stronger and prosperous community for us all to enjoy and live in. At Platte Valley Bank, we are here to help build and support the community we love being a part of. We believe that together, we can make great things happen. Platte Valley Bank.
And finally tonight, Bryce and Alex are in with your Friday Five to kick off your Memorial Day weekend.
You don't have to throw a fit when you've got Bryce's Backyard Barbecue Kit. Hey there, it's Bryce from Bryce's Backyard Barbecue Kit. I have gone to those bad barbecues. You know, the ones where there's somebody at the grill who just doesn't know what they're doing. That's why I've undergone extensive training. I'm talking about thousands of hours of YouTube videos and my own personal catastrophic grilling experiences. You don't have to go through that anymore. That's hot. That's why I've created the Bryce's Backyard Barbecue Kit just for you. My gift to you for watching today are 5 tips to bring to your next barbecue. Secret number 1, so many people out there, when they're grilling burgers, they season them, then put them directly on the grill. No more to that. You put them in the fridge and let them soak in that seasoning. All right, so the burger's been in the refrigerator. About 2 hours is what I recommend. Now it's time to put these babies on the grill. Another bonus tip for all you people still watching with us. I like my burgers nice and thin. Nice and thin means they cook quick. Another thing I see at backyard barbecues all the time. People want to do some grilled shrimp, but what do? They forget to take it out of the deep freezer. Here's how I thaw my shrimp real quick. You take the shrimp out of the bag, grab a strainer, dump the shrimp in, frozen. What do? You come right on over here. Cold water, my friends, that's your friend. Lightly run the water over the shrimp. Grilling secret number 3. You got one of these Traegers, a Green Mountain, I don't really care, I don't discriminate, but what I'm going to tell you is you have a gold mine at your fingertips when it comes to doing a steak. Why? Because you've got the smoke option. You've got one of these grills, you need to smoke for at least 30 minutes, ideally a whole hour. Leave it on that smoke setting, and then we'll turn it up here after a minute. But I'm going to put it on the smoke setting, my friends. So what we did here, we smoked for a full hour. Then we put this on the grill, cook it at 450. 4 minutes on one side, flip it over, 4 minutes the other side. Perfection. That is a good steak. Bryce's Backyard Barbecue secret number 4. We're going to check the temp of the pork. Used to think 165 for pork. No. National pork producers came out. The pork people, the people who are raising pork, they said no, none of that anymore. We're doing 145. So we're going to check the temp of this pork. Hopefully it's at 145. That's what they call the other white meat. And Jessica approves. Finally, secret number 5 here on Bryce's Backyard Barbecue Kit. you got to have a little green, right? If you're like me, you got excessive amounts of asparagus right now. Let's just be honest. Nobody really likes asparagus, but how do you make it better? I'm going to show you right here, my friends. Here's the secret. It's called bacon. Everything is better with bacon, especially when you throw it on the grill. Here's what's going to happen. We got the bacon. We're going to wrap this baby up like pigs in a blanket. I call it asparagus and a bacon. You need to lean in and watch here, okay? This is important when wrapping. You got to give that baby something to hang on to, else it's just going to flap around here. I like to tuck it in at the bottom and begin the wrapping process. Really stretch this out as you go around, and here you are. But if you're like me, you look at this, you say, that's not near enough bacon. I say, Bryce's Backyard Barbecue says, you're right, that's not enough bacon. We're going to double wrap. Seal them in. What really happens is you get this bacon fat, grease in there, just simmers on the grill. Delicious. Just want you to listen to this, okay? Let me get my microphone up close. Can you hear it simmering? There's some good asparagus. But wait, one more time. If you order today and buy the premium level package, I'm coming to your barbecue, and guess what? I'm bringing the beer, the ginger beer. Order today.
Call 1-800-I-GRILL. That's 1-800-447-4555. Call now.
You don't have to throw a fit when you've got Bryce's Backyard Barbecue Kit.
Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. We'll see you back here on Tuesday.